What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is November the 1st. I'm going to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing on this fun Friday morning. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, as far as data points to watch for, you have non-farm payroll, unemployment coming out in roughly about 6 minutes. So tail end of the video, I'll go over the results of that if it's out in time. And then ISM manufacturing at 9 a.m. So unemployment and the manufacturing data are going to be key for today. Both have really disrupted the broader market in the past, and I think especially the unemployment rate. But currently, futures are looking pretty good. So NASDAQ is recovering from yesterday's brutal day. So it is up 0.53, S&P up 0.42, and Dow is up 0.35. And that is largely because of just more of a reassurance in the broader market. Companies unveiling the earnings kind of better than anticipated. Amazon, one of them as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But the fear and greed index, it seems to have skipped all over neutral. I don't know. I've never really seen that happen. But it went from kind of the low end greed to now kind of the low end fear. But still, it's based on the momentum today, it might recover back into the neutral. So people's appetite for risk is diminishing, and I think that's very resemblant based on just a lot of the broader market. Not necessarily the stocks I'm going to be talking on, but a lot of momentum plays aren't doing all that great this morning. But starting off, SoFi, no news, no SEC filings as of right now, but it is up, and that's largely linked to their technicals. Technicals are looking A-okay on SoFi, so yeah, I think like in reality, the market really wants to propel SoFi to at least around that $12 to $13 range, but what do I know, right? Aside from that, going into today, 16.87% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 179.52 million shares. Points to watch for with it at 1126, right below this R1, so just watch for it to get above this 1128, and then flip side, 1155 will be the following resistance, and then 1083 will be that strong support. And it kind of bounced off of that general area for the most part on Thursday, so we know that's kind of good, so good support, and so just take note of that. Aside from that, NIO is going down slightly, nothing really crazy to write home about, so no massive disruptions, but they did unveil their numbers, and I think it's still good on a percentage basis, but I think it's lower than what the market was wanting. So they did deliver in October 20,976 vehicles, and I think it was, 4,319 were Onvo. So it's baby steps. Like I said, I think it's just lower than people's estimates. Shorts though, most likely will pounce all over this news, but 14.19% of the free float is being shorted, works it to be 189.54 million shares. So anticipate them to be fairly active, and they will be trying to take NIO down, I guess, on a technical level. So with it right now at 509. So like I said, nothing really crazy happening overall today, but right now with it 510, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 519 will be a strong resistance slash target, followed by 534. So that's what I kind of bounced off of yesterday. And then 504 and 495 will be support levels. 504 was the low essentially for today, I do believe. Quickly going over here. So looks like, sorry, 501. So just watch for 504 to essentially hold. Moving on to Intel, very good earnings. You can kind of see right here, better than anticipated revenue, lower earnings per share, but they did signal, I think, that they're laying off more employees, a second round. So quite a lot of employees, but it's necessary. That's what American companies do to try to kind of shake things up and help things. But right now it is up 7.57%. It's not heavily shorted, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. And right now with it at $23.23, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So 22.21 will be a strong support that you'll want to watch for. And then 24.56 will be that next strong resistance slash target. And during the pre-market, I believe it did have a high of 24 $180 yesterday. So of course we know that this is a strong resistance. So in my opinion, I think it's just going to be stuck within this range, possibly gravitating towards the pivot point. All depends on the data points that are coming out in now 2 minutes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And then last but not least, you have, actually, sorry, I have two. Amazon. Amazon similarly had phenomenal earnings, triple beat, and so yeah, they beat it by 1.59 billion. You know, chump change, right? You only beat earnings by $1.5 billion. Insanity. So I think Amazon's definitely saving the market for the most part. It's obviously not heavily shorted whatsoever, but in case you do not know, short interest on Amazon is 0.9%, so very low. Obviously, who on earth would be shorting Amazon? Doesn't make sense in my opinion, but with it right now at $199 and change, it is trading between these 2 points, so the R2 and R3. So 199.25 will be a strong support, followed by 193. I don't see that 193 being touched whatsoever today. Might kind of gravitate towards this R2 depending on what happens, but 208 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. Similarly, I don't really see that being touched whatsoever as well. So it might just kind of be stuck within this range, and nothing wrong with that. Still, green is green. Last but not least, super microcomputer. Ticker is SMCI. So no new developments have come out. Just people are seeing it and speculating like crazy. Yesterday it did have a low of 27.22. So if you believe in it bigger picture, then yeah, these are steals of a deal. Or even if you are swing trading it, I think that's one of the biggest things that's happening to it, is just a lot of swing traders and day traders are getting in. But today, down 1.86%. It's pretty much the 5th most heavily traded stock so far pre-market. So a lot of big money is trading it, and yeah, there's no point going over the fib levels or anything like that, because essentially it's so far down, it's below everything. And on the side note, it is heavily shorted, and shorts have been really getting into it even more now with all this recent news. You see this crazy spike up. That is just shorts pouncing all over the news. So currently 25.45% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 110.63 million shares. So it's kind of interesting because a lot of people will look back and either see this as one of the best buying opportunities ever in the market, or potentially this will be the foundation that led for it to be called a fraud and everything else. So yeah, it's a interesting pivot point right now. So actuals for non-farm payroll came in. So actual is 12,000. That doesn't seem all that right. Forecast is 180,000. So that something doesn't add up. Actually, my apologies. I think I did see something about how hurricane did affect this, or something affected this. So yeah, this is not that great. And unemployment forecast was 4.2 and actual is 4.1. So that is absolutely phenomenal data. So that should really propel things higher. Seems to not really be working all that great right now. Seems to be doing the opposite, but sometimes the market doesn't always act logical, and one reason why they don't act logical is because of this. Rate cuts. Monetary policy is usually a big thing that really kind of shakes it up, and so it looks like it's already pivoting. So right now, 9% likelihood of no cut, because yeah, if you think about it, technically lower unemployment like shows a stronger economy. You don't need rate cuts. So this is pivoting a little bit, so maybe that's why the market is going down. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. 2 things: take advantage of this promo because it gives you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. And then aside from that, I launched memberships. And yeah, if you want buy signals on stocks and options, then definitely take a look at that. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.